of this exercise. So first we are going to boot our virtual machine, and then we're going to connect to it. And now we have to create an OwnCloud database user on MariaDB server. And after that, we have set up complete environment, so we can just retrieve the most recent version of OwnCloud service, and then we'll start the installation process. Okay, I'm going to use SSH client. I'm going to use Bitwise. David, did you connect to your machine?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So, do you remember when we have configured WordPress on MySQL database server? We have created a new database for the WordPress.
Yeah.
And we have also created a new user.
Yeah.
And then we granted basically all privileges on this new database to this newly created user. Do you remember why we did it? Why didn't we simply use like root user and that's it? Because the root user by default has all privileges.
According to security reasons, it's best to remove the root user.
Yes, definitely. No, we are not. We did not remove the root user.
Disable.
But we added. No, we didn't disable, because the root user must be there in order to like manipulate the whole database system. Instead of it, we have created a separated user for this service.
Okay.
So, like a golden rule is that for each service that we install on a certain system, if this service requires a database, first we have to create a new database for this service, like in this case for OwnCloud service, and then it is the best practice to create a new user that will have privileges only on this database that is intended for this new service. So when we configure this OwnCloud, we are going first to create OwnCloud database, and then we are going to create OwnCloud user, but user on the level on the database,
Okay.
on MySQL, on relational database management system, and then we are going to give all credentials and own privileges to this new user on this database.
Mm-hmm.
So, like we have many user levels. We have a user on the level of operating system. Then we have a user on the level of the database management system. In this case, relational database management system, which is MariaDB. And then we have another user that is a root user for the OwnCloud service.
Mm-hmm.
So basically we have like 3 different types of users where every user is on the different level. So first level operating system, this is our OwnCloud user. Then we'll create like, okay, we may use the same username. And that user will be created on the level of database management system. And finally, when we install and configure OwnCloud services, we'll create a root user for this OwnCloud. Okay, so let's continue. First, we have to connect to MariaDB database server. So by typing standard SQL command sudo mysql minus user root minus password p. So default password for the new user, for this root user, is empty. So we just hit enter. Oh no, you remember, we performed additional security step. We executed this script MySQL secure installation, and in this script we set as you may recall, we set the password for the root user. Do you remember?
I think the part where by sudo you need to type in your password. Then after that, like your own password because you use the sudo.
No. You remember this step?
Okay.
Okay, I remember my password. Oh no.
Maybe enter.
Just a second, please.
Singidunu.
No. David, please try it, please. Oh.
For me, there's no password.
No password.
No password. Like if you go back, just
Okay.
like type in the previous command, not this one. Yeah, that one.
Without P, you think?
With P.
Okay.
Now click enter. Type in your own OwnCloud user password.
Okay, that's.
Then just click enter.
Oh yeah, there is no password. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Excellent. So we didn't set up passwords.
No, we didn't set up.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. Excellent. So let's continue. Yes. So first we have to create, let me say, a new database. The database name will be OwnCloud because we don't want like to include additional terminology in something. So we type create database OwnCloud. And then we have to create a new user. So for this purpose, we're going to create new user by using the username OwnCloud user, like in our operating system. Okay, because we don't want later on to mix users. Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, thank you. David, thank you for that. I bugged in a second, Sorry, really sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
I didn't remember us doing this yesterday, so.
Yes, I thought that we set root user password for database management system. I think we set the password, but we didn't.
No, we didn't.
It's bad.
Okay,
we should do it. Okay.
Okay,
so let's create a new user. Create user. I'm going to type. We must use quotes like this. OwnCloud user. Then we have to supplement this suffix. Suffix is localhost. And identified by, then we type a password, Singidunu. Okay, I'm going to, so OwnCloud user is the database user and the password is Singidunu. What is the next step that we have to do? Georgi, how is it going?
I have to enable virtualization.
Okay. So you did not hit Strahinja's computer.
No, this one doesn't have anything, basically, not even virtual machine.
Okay, we'll have time, and you can install it. Okay. Okay, we finished.
Yes.
So what is our next step?
Created the user.
Okay, then.
We need to give some privileges.
Yes, we have to give privileges to user, and we said that this user, OwnCloud user at localhost, is a user only designated for this OwnCloud database. So we want to assign all privileges, however, only for this OwnCloud database, not to any other database. Okay? So what do we type? We type grant. That's like the most simple way. All. Okay, we don't have to type privileges. We may type, but we don't have to type. Grant all on which object? OwnCloud database dot asterisk. It means what?
Everything.
everything, and this everything relates to objects. So for all objects in this database, the objects include tables, they include views, they include sequences, they include procedures, and a lot of other SQL database objects. Okay, then we specify tool, and then we specify which user. It's OwnCloud user at localhost, and on the level of database, we really have to type this localhost. We really have to type at localhost, because it's on the level of the database. However, in later steps, when we connect to this database by using OwnCloud user, we will not have to type at localhost. So we'll use just OwnCloud user, okay? Okay, and then what do we say? We must specify identified by, again, by password. Password is Singidunu. And optionally, which is also good practice in production environment, we could use an additional set of arguments. And by using those arguments, we will allow this user to grant privileges against this database to other users as well. So, do you remember what is this argument from SQL? We did it last year. What this argument would be? So first we assigned all privileges to this user, to all OwnCloud database objects. And now we want this user to be able to assign privileges to other users against this database.
Just grant something?
Yes, we grant, yes, very good. We just specify with grant option. So now this user is able. What do you think? Why is it important thing to do? Why it is a good practice to do?
So we don't need the root?
Yes, exactly. We don't need a root. You know what happens in real production environments. So, for example, a corporation management may decide that the David is in charge for OwnCloud service. What does it mean further? It means that the David is in charge for all OwnCloud services levels. So it means that you will have first, you will have your own user account with your own password on the level of Linux operating system where the OwnCloud services is hosted. Then you will have your account on the level of the database management system on this Linux machine. And by using your account, you should be able to perform all kinds of operations against this database. So you're fully in charge of the database. And finally, you will have your administrator account on the level of the OwnCloud services. So on the application level. So we go operating system, database management layer, and finally operating system layer. Okay. So David will get also his account on the level of database on the level of OwnCloud services app, and this account will be administrator around with root privileges. So you will be able to maintain and to manage all levels of OwnCloud service. That's how it is performed in this cloud environments. That's why we are doing this. Okay, when we did this, next we have to flush privileges.
So to fully execute flush, everything goes.
Yes, it means that. What does it mean? What does it mean, flash privileges? Exactly.
Usually, I know the command when you hit flush, it's like everything just like goes, you know.
You know what happens? General in computer science. It relates not only to this database, but in every other thing, like when you are developing applications and so on. So basically, on this example, when we have created a new user, when we like performed all these commands are not being immediately written to the database. They're not immediately applied. So these commands are first put only in the random access memory, and then after certain point in time, after like certain, I don't know, few minutes, maybe few hours, it depends on the system, those modifications are actually written on the disk, in this case within this database management system environment. So it takes some time for these modifications to propagate, let's say. By using flash privileges, these changes are immediately written.
Okay.
That's why, and it's also in the programming. Do you know some examples from the programming domain with flash?
I've seen that in Java, but I can't remember the last.
You've seen, yes, you've seen in Java, yes. For example, in Java, when you use like various I/O input/output commands.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
What happens? Basically, you first write everything down in so-called stream, like an array of data, binary data, and this stream of data is stored in random access memory. And then by executing the flash command, these changes are actually written on the disk or in the app, in the database, it depends. So it's like a general principle, okay? Okay, finally let's just briefly execute show databases command. Okay, and now we see that we have my OwnCloud, and just let's briefly use this OwnCloud. Okay, SQL, you know, all commands are not case sensitive, so it's the same whether we write them in all caps or small caps or combined. However, as you may recall that we said that it is a very good practice to use to type SQL commands in all caps. Okay, so I'm just going to briefly show tables from this database. Okay, now it's empty, so it's okay. Okay, so
it's a flush.
Flash? What about flash?
Flush privileges.
No, this in this statement I had a syntax error. However, here it executed good.
Oh,
okay, thank you. Okay, so what now? So now we have like set up the database. We created the database. We created a user for OwnCloud. We have yesterday we have installed additional PHP modules. And now we have to take this OwnCloud application from the certain URL from the internet, and we have to install it. Okay? So, what is the name of the Linux folder when we store temporary files? According to this FHS, File System Hierarchy Standard. You know this FHS standard. What is the temporary folder? It's
temp, TMP.
TMP, yes, exactly. So that is exactly where we are going to download. Okay, I'm going to clear the screen. So as our next step, we are going to this TMP folder.
We exited from the...
No. I typed exit to exit from the MySQL database environment console. Okay.
All right.
And now we are going to temp folder, and now we are going to retrieve this 10.0.9 version of OwnCloud. I know because I've checked yesterday that it is the newest version. Okay, we may go to Google alone and let's check it, like OwnCloud download. That's exactly how you're going to perform for your finals. Oh, the newest version is 10.3.1. Okay, here we have an option to download zip or tar archive. You know what I'm going to do? Okay, maybe we can install this newest version if you like. But I didn't test this version. I test this 10.0.9 and it works fine. I'm not sure about this version. So should we install this newest version or the previous one? What do you say?
The newest one.
The newest. Okay, I'm going to copy this link address. Okay, so here is download link. Okay, so I'm going back to my Linux. And I'm going to execute get https download oncloud.org/community/oncloud -10.3.1.zip.
I think you could also copy the command and paste.
Yes, I know, but I really wanted to type because it's good feeling, definitely. Okay, so let's wait. Is it boring?
I actually downloaded in my own place, my own Linux.
Okay, but we're going like old school,
Great.
step by step. Yeah.
I have to type it now.
Oh, okay, please type it. So for these finals, you're going to do something similar. Okay, so find the service and install it. There are a lot of services available, and I'm going to publish like a list of recommended services for this part. Georgi, how is it going?
I managed to start the virtual machine, everything works, but I'm so far away from the start of the class.
Okay.
Or maybe I can import the David machine.
It would be excellent if David is allowed, if wants to share his machine with us.
Share my files.
Oh yeah, yours doesn't work.
I told you mine works.
Tomorrow when we start using it, it's really important that we all follow step by step. Because at the end we are going to execute some get commands and everything, and for this purpose we are going to need 3 virtual machines. Okay, so please. Okay, now it's saved, and now we will unzip it. Unzip. Okay. However, if we don't have unzip, and this server is like only the basic version, first we have to, as in my case, I first have to download the unzip tool. Okay, sudo apt-get install unzip. Okay, and now finally let's unzip these contents. So just type unzip OwnCloud and it will unzip. It's basically a combination of PHP and jQuery, Angular and other client-side technologies. ls. Okay, it's here in this folder. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. We'll take a break, and then during the break, David, please share virtual machine with. Okay, so let's continue. So the last step we did is that we downloaded this OwnCloud zip package with all necessary installation files, and we extracted this zip package into this TMP temporary folder in Linux. And we said also that according to FHS or file system hierarchy standard in Linux, this TMP folder is used for some kind of temporary files. So that's why we used it here. However, in order to start this OwnCloud installation, we have to move. When we did ls, we have this folder. We have to move this folder to the root of our Apache 2 web server. And where is the root? Root is here. ls. Please come. Come, Stefan. I'm about to finish this exercise, so please watch. Okay. So let's, where is the root? Root is in the following folder. I'm just going to list it briefly. ls var, like variables, according to FHS again, www/html. Oh, how don't we have this? Let's check. Okay, we have it. Okay, we have it. Okay, so what do we do now? I'm going to return to this temporary folder. Okay, sorry. And we are going to execute a simple move command to move this OwnCloud directory to this location.
The temporary file got deleted for some reason.
Okay, it doesn't matter. When you... Okay. What do you think temporary files?
And this file that we just downloaded.
Oh, you see this zip archive.
It got deleted. It's not there anymore.
Okay, doesn't matter. You have extracted it, okay?
Yeah, but it's not actually in there at all. It's not on our computer again.
But we have those files, no?
I downloaded it.
Okay.
And I check now. It's not there again.
How?
I don't know.
Did you perform extraction, yeah?
Yes, I performed extraction.
And Georgi, do you have this folder?
He doesn't have it also.
You don't have this folder? OwnCloud?
I downloaded it. No, I don't have it anymore.
Okay, please. Okay, let's repeat. Go to temporary folder. Okay. And then type this command. Please. Just wget. It's a Linux command used to retrieve content from the World Wide Web. Please type it and let me know when the download finishes. Okay?
It's supposed to be here though.
Yes, it's supposed.
When I restarted my machine,
I don't know how. It's like regular file. It should be there, regardless of restarting or not your machine.
Maybe it's a temporary file.
Temporary file? No, it should be there. Okay. Please execute this. Okay. Georgi, how is it going? Okay. We have to hurry to finish because we have two presentations for today. Stefan had presentation yesterday. Very good presentation. Okay, we are going to define additional topic today. Okay.
I can do it Friday for you.
Okay, you may do it, yes. Because we have to have, like, all of you should have, like, at least 4 presentations. Okay. David has 2. Okay. On Friday, you will have 3.
Friday 3 and next week 4.
Okay, yes, and that's it. Okay, Georgi? Okay, we are going step by step. It's shame it's pity because you don't have laptops to work.
Yeah, I have laptop, but I wasn't here yesterday, so I couldn't catch up.
Oh yeah, okay, I'll post recordings. Okay, is it downloading?
Yes.
I mean, if you continued from yesterday.
So?
Did you continue from yesterday?
Yes, and we're about to finish this. We have only a few steps left. And then please type this, unzip, when the download finishes.
Maybe you could just keep going, then we just type in the command somewhere and
Okay. After we unzip it, we are going to move this folder to the root of our web server. So we type sudo mf like move OwnCloud to this location /var/www/html/OwnCloud/.
But it does automatically unzips itself, yeah.
no, you need to unzip it.
What is the command? Yes.
The command is like
sudo apt get unzip first.
Oh, you didn't retrieve unzip from the internet, no?
I did download it. Maybe, I'm not sure if it's there. Let me check on my PC.
Okay, please check it. Do you have it?
Unzip, yeah. I downloaded it.
Just type unzip, you'll see.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Maybe it's there.
so Georgi, type this. So type unzip, space, and just type O, and then press the tab button, please.
Yeah.
It's autocomplete. Okay, is it? Yes. Okay, then type this command on the top of the screen, please.
Okay. Just wait for this.
Okay. So then please type this command on the top of the screen. So we are basically moving this OwnCloud folder along with all files to this.
Okay, done.
Okay, so let's change the directory cd var www.html cd OwnCloud. I'm going here, okay, and here are our files. These are basically PHP installation files of OwnCloud service. Okay, now we have to change the ownership of this folder. You know why? Because this OwnCloud service will be available from the internet. It means that a special group of Linux users will be users. This group is called www-data. It's the name of the group that represents internet users. And this folder should be owned by this group, like anonymous internet users, because we would like to access our storage from the internet. So it's very logical. And since we are going to change the ownership only for this folder, we are basically not performing any kind of security violations.
Okay.
So everything is good. So let's execute sudo, change ownership command, chown command, then let's type -r, capital R, and now we are going to change ownership of the user as well as of the group. So we type like this, www-data, so it means that the user called www-data will be the owner of this folder. Then we type colon, and now we should specify the name of the group that will be the owner. It's the same group, data. So basically, when we install Apache 2 web server on our Linux machine, this user and group is automatically created. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. What happens now? Let's see. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish the command. Against what? Against the folder var html OwnCloud. We must specify the exact folder. Sorry. Okay, enter.
Forgot to put the last slash.
Yes, I really apologize. I'm so tired. I don't. Okay. Again.
4 W's.
Oh God, I really apologize. Oh, what kind of?
No, it's like
Yes, I've seen. Thank you. Okay, now it works. So basically, we changed the owner, and I explained why. Because we want public users for the internet to be able to access it. Okay, Georgi?
I have some problem.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, I will do it later.
No, I cleared the screen. Okay, please type like this.
But I have problem from earlier. Not. I cannot access the file name. That C.
Let me check. Let's see. Where are you? But you are? You have everything?
No, but
Okay. OwnCloud. Okay.
Is it still in the new part?
Yeah, I can show the video. They shoot this one. So like when you go after you can easily make a snowball.
So where is the app?
And you need this one go.
Looks like this keyboard. Yeah. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, and now
This.
you don't need this anymore.
Aha, yeah.
You don't need this. So okay, please type this. Okay.
Okay.
So we changed the ownership. Please type it. No, you're just watching, right?
No.
Sorry. I'm very sorry.
Stefan, chill out.
You know how to pronounce chip?
Chip.
You know? Yeah, excellent. You learned?
Yeah, of course. I have my A1 certificate.
I would like to see
It's
that.
the basic, but yeah.
Okay. You tap -R.
Capital R?
They should happen, yeah.
And sudo? No.
Yes.
Okay, should be performed recursively, but not for every file separately.
Let's see what
Okay, let me check it. It's just set.
What are you going to do?
Show.
not so.
Oh, that's why it's.
I tried to copy.
Okay, it works. Okay, let's continue. And now let's assign some permissions. You know Linux permissions. I'm not going to go to this. We basically have read, write, execute. Okay? So if we type like this, okay, I'm going to clear the screen. Now we have to do the phone sudo change mod. So we're basically changing permissions -R. We're giving 755. User group other. User has 7, it means read, write, execute. Group has 5, it means what? What is 5?
Yeah, I can't remember. I need to check it all this again.
Write, read, execute. Read is 4, write 2, execute 1. It means read and execute. 5 means read and execute. And this first digit 7 refers to user, the second digit 5 refers to group, and the third digit refers to other. So it means that all users will have read and execute, which is more than enough. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, against what? Against this folder /var www html OwnCloud. Okay. Okay, then we have to perform some kind of controlling and to control which users will be able to access the Apache 2 web server for this purpose, because we are exposing this service to the internet. So we have to create a special configuration file under the Apache 2 configuration for OwnCloud service. That's like the rule. For every service that is under one web server, we have to create a special configuration file. We are going to name this file OwnCloud configuration. Okay, like this. sudo nano in the etc folder, it's like configuration folder, under Apache 2 folder, under sites available folder, we create file named OwnCloud.conf. conf, yes, that's like a basic and the most widely used extension for Linux configuration files. Okay, so for every service that is hosted, again, for every service that is hosted again under certain Apache 2 web server, we have to create a special configuration file. Okay, and you know, the name of this file has to be the same like the name of the folder in which we implemented installation files. So in our folder var www/html, we have folder called OwnCloud. That's why we named this folder OwnCloud. Okay, and when you work, when you start working with your own services for the purpose of the final project, you will see like step-by-step tutorials like this. Okay, so you just have to follow tutorials. So basically, with the advent of so-called HTTP version 1.1, under the same web server, we are able to host multiple sites. You're familiar with that fact, I suppose.
Yeah.
In the HTTP version 1.0, we did not have such possibility. So it was like stupid. We have to have a separate server for each website. Now, under the same server, in the same Apache 2 web server, we are able to host multiple sites. In this terminology, the name of this new concept is virtual host. So now we have the basic HTTP server like Apache 2, and under this server we have a lot of virtual hosts, sites. Hosts are like sites, and for each site we can have our own domain. Like we could go to GoDaddy to buy domain and to link this domain to this virtual host. So basically now we are performing hosting. We are configuring hosting, as in the case of professional internet service provider. Okay, so we should specify like this. We type in this file, there is a lot of typing, virtual host, and this virtual host listens on the port 80. You know why 80? Because we are not using.
Is that a star?
It's star. Yes, it's star 80. It's basic XML file, and then we have to close this virtual host.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Just a moment.
Okay, that's something that you're going to find on the internet again. So it's okay. Can I continue? Okay. Below that, we type server admin, like server administrator, and then we type email address. Okay, I'm going to type like not real email address. However, if you want to implement this OwnCloud under a real domain, you will put here like the administrator account for this domain, okay? Then we should specify the document root. It's basically the root folder of our OwnCloud installation. That's where we copied it. Georgi, in your case, we renamed this. What is the server name of this machine? I cannot remember. I'm going to check it. OwnCloud. Okay, it's good. It's OwnCloud. Now we specify server name. It's OwnCloud. It's basically the name of our Linux machine. It's the server. and maybe we could specify alias. I'm going to say that OwnCloud will be also the alias. So if we want that we are able to reference to our web server by using many names, we could specify different alias that is different than the real server name. Okay?
Okay.
You know what are aliases?
Yes.
Okay. So then I'll specify like this: alias OwnCloud. And when we refer to alias OwnCloud, okay, in real production environment we specify a different name than OwnCloud. It's in the var www.html/OwnCloud. So that's basically again the root directory. Okay, and then we have to specify some options for this directory when we put installation files for OwnCloud. Again, I don't know this by my heart. I looked and found this information on the web. Okay, in this documentation manual of OwnCloud, I looked in detail through this. That's the case with open source software. You have to check the manual. Okay, so we specify under this directory for var www/html/OwnCloud. Then I'm going to close this directory tag. And within this tag, we should specify options. We want to follow symbolic links. You remember that we enabled this before, but sim links, it's lowercase l. Then allow overwrite all. We want to enable the users to overwrite their own content. Then
is L in capital or the L is supposed to be small?
L is in not capital. It's lowercase. Require all granted. We want to require all permissions to the user for its account. And then we could specify this if module. It's a special module in C programming language that is required by OwnCloud. Dev off. We want to disable this module. Again, I read this from the internet, and now I'm reading because I did not memorize this, of course. And now we want to set a home environment variable, standard home variable in Linux. Say home is var. So this is basically the home directory of our OwnCloud service. And we want also to set up so-called HTTP home. So that's a home directory for our web server. HTML cloud. That would be all for this directory. And then we want to specify a few more things. Error log will be retrieved from these are curly braces, Apache log underscore directory / error.log. Then we want some kind of custom log. It will retrieve for this variable Apache log underscore directory / access.log combined. Okay, this is how it's stated in the instruction manual for this OwnCloud. Okay. So the most important is that we know what we are doing here. So again, on these modern web servers from the HTTP version 1.1 till now the most current version is 2.0. We are able to implement many websites or apps under the same web server. So we are able to do this. So all this website is called a virtual host. Okay. Okay, did we finish this?
No.
Okay, I'm waiting. So if you have syntax errors, maybe I will also have some errors, then we will check them, but we'll see this in the next step. Okay, this implementation takes time. So basically here we're doing with the infrastructure. Okay? So I'll mention this again. It's called DevOps. It's a person who is responsible, who acts as a link between the infrastructure and developers. So it's basically the person who knows both things, how to implement infrastructure and install and implement services. And this person also knows how to develop this infrastructure by using different technologies, programming languages, tools, and so on.
Okay, you done?
You're done. Okay, so let's just Control X to and exit this terminal, this editor, and please save it. Okay, and now we are going to add this configuration file to our virtual sites by executing the following command. So basically for every service this step is the same, roughly similar. Okay, so we type sudo and site OwnCloud dot configuration. Now we have enabled this virtual host, this website. Does it work?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to type in system reload.
Okay, but before all that, we want to do some other things. We want to enable the rewrite module, sudo ae nmod rewrite. So this module is used to enable the end users, like the users of this OwnCloud service, to override their own files. Okay, that's very useful. And then we want to enable headers. Like this, headers. A2, okay, A2 EN MOD, yes.
A2 EN.
No. And mode, yes. Just a second. Sudo A2 and mod headers. It works, but you did not specify headers. Aha. Okay, let's continue. There was a typo and I really didn't notice it. Okay, and let's do one more command. I'm going to clear the screen. Sudo A2 nmod environment. Okay, it's already enabled. Then execute sudo A2 nmod dir. It means that it's basically a listing. It means that the users will be able to traverse, to go through their own directories, directory structures and files and so on. Okay. Then we want to enable so-called MIME extensions. What is the MIME used? You are maybe familiar with this term. MIME. It's a group of extensions for multimedia documents. So by using this, we would be able to browse through our PDF file in our OwnCloud service to to watch flash animations, canvas presentations, and so on, because OwnCloud supports all of this. It's like when we are able to, within the browser, by using Google Docs, to go through our document, to make a preview of it. Okay? So we type sudo a2 and mod mime. Sorry. And mod mime. Okay, it's already enabled. And finally, we should restart Apache 2. And if we don't have any errors in our configuration file, it will go smoothly. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem. So let's pray. Oh, no.
Module mime. Ah, okay.
Apache 2.service. Let's pray now. Oh, no. Okay. How about you? So we'll have to troubleshoot. You probably also have the error, okay? You have the error.
Definitely. I mean, if you have the error.
Okay. I'm going to troubleshoot this briefly. Okay, virtual host 8 server admin document root. Oh, I found one error, but I'm not sure whether this is a critical error. We should put like here OwnCloud alias OwnCloud directory /var OwnCloud options.
The dash on the var HTML OwnCloud at the end, the quotation.
Yes, thank you. Yes, exactly. Allow override all, require all granted. Okay, if module, it's okay. We close this tag. Environment variable. Here we don't have to put / set environment http home directory error log custom log virtual host. Okay, let's try it now. Do you see any other error, like type error with English words? Okay, let me just briefly check.
It works.
No, it doesn't work.
For me it works.
It works. Oh, excellent.
David.
Does it work in your case?
Just a moment.
It works. When you restart, it works.
Yeah, just one line and that's it.
Nope.
It should be like that.
Just?
I typed that in just one line and it's okay. I didn't get any error.
Oh, which line?
Sudo systemctl.
Yes, it works.
Yeah.
So what is the error here?
You can compare your
Yes, definitely. Directory, options, sim links. Follow sim links.
You have double P.
Where?
Apache custom log. I don't know.
Oh yes, it's very bold. Thank you, David. Do you have double P? Like me as well. You have. Oh, yeah. Okay, these are usual mistakes. Yes, thank you. Oh, it works. Thank you, Stefan. Okay, I'm going to pause this video. So let's continue with this exercise. Okay, so basically I'm going to execute one more time this systemctl restart Apache 2.service command, and it works fine. Okay, so what do we have to do now? Now we have to access this cloud service. Did we create port forwarding for Apache? So let's go to our local browser, please, and type, we use this port 5555, and type this, and please let me know if it works. Does it work? So now everything is ready for OwnCloud installation. As in the case of WordPress and other PHP-based software, PHP-based three-tiers web applications, we are able to perform installation by executing SQL PHP scripts. So basically, when we go to this root folder of OwnCloud, it's OwnCloud. You remember we move this to /var/www/html/OwnCloud. So this is the root of our web directory for OwnCloud service. So in order to access this from the local host, we just type /OwnCloud. And as you can see, now this basic installation page is displayed. I hope that you also used this 5555 port in the virtual portfolio rules. You did not install this PHP module, GD.
It's not mine, it's his. I don't know.
Oh God.
I don't know, I just saw this right now.
Okay, so go back please to your Linux, but leave it as it is. Leave it as it is. Go back to Linux console and type sudo apt-get install php 7.1-gd.
But I installed this the last time.
It says you did not.
Now they have to install the giant line of code.
No, only this. But then we'll see, because these are all dependencies. You did not?
It said I didn't.
Yes.
Wait, but no. It's just creating and unpacking and creating and unpacking. Yeah, it was installed, probably it didn't unpack.
Okay. Georgi, did you type this command?
Yeah.
Okay, now please go here and refresh the screen, F5. It still doesn't work. What does it say now? The same.
Yeah.
Okay, restart Apache.
Yeah.
Restart Apache, please.
Yeah,
Sudo.
it's working now. You just need to restart.
Systemctl. Restart Apache 2.service.
Nice.
Okay, it works now. Okay, and you may see with this small font that it says that the only PHP module that supports MariaDB is installed. And you may install additional PHP modules if you want to enable other database management systems as well. So it means that this OwnCloud is compatible with other database management systems. Okay? Georgi?
Everything works.
Okay, excellent. So, okay, you see here, that's what I was talking about. Okay, so let's choose a username for admin account. I'll type OwnCloud user and the password. That's root account for OwnCloud. Data folder. Here is the data folder. You know how this script knows where is our data folder?
We specified it.
Huh?
We specified it
In the configuration. Yes, that's why we did it. And now we should type the name of database user. That's another user. The database user was OwnCloud user, and the password was some kind of password.
Use Singidunu.
Okay. Database name we specified as OwnCloud simple.
And localhost.
And localhost, yes, it's localhost. Okay, we do not change this. That's why we don't have to enter like at localhost, because down there we specify localhost. Okay, finish and pray it works.
It's admin account. It's
Create an admin.
It's probably not the same as user.
Oh, I used the password Singidunu. No. This is
Should be your own
database user is Singidunu.
Yeah.
That's why. Oh, that was because you seen me typing the password, so I typed Singidunu. Otherwise, I'm using some other password. Okay, does it work?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Okay, we're waiting. Good. So something similar you should do for the finals.
The final exam.
Yes, and explain it. There is one service which is very similar that represents like similar storage as a service as OwnCloud. It's called the Nextcloud. When this OwnCloud started development process, the programming team broke down, and some parts of programming team went to continue working with the OwnCloud, and other groups of developers start working on their own product called the Nextcloud. So Nextcloud is possible topic for the finals. The only thing is that each of you should choose a different topic.
The Nextcloud.
The Nextcloud. Yeah. Okay, it works. So let's log into this system. We're not going to use it because basically it's simple system like Dropbox and OneDrive. It's very, very easy to use, or Google Drive. It's very easy. So let's log in. OwnCloud user with password. And now we are logged in as the root account. So basically the interface is similar like and OneDrive. Definitely you may share links, you may upload videos, you may install additional components for the market.
You're just on our hard drive instead of.
It's in our virtual machine. Now you know what we can do. We can export this virtual machine. Okay, it cannot because we don't have certificates. Okay, I told you if we want to move this to a production environment, that's up to you. We should use HTTPS with port 443, and we should buy SSL certificate. So when we buy SSL certificate, there are only some additional commands that should be executed to bind this certificate with this OwnCloud service. But I leave it to you because we don't have certificate if you like. And then you may do the following. You may export this virtual machine to AWS and import this to AWS. Then you may buy your own domain name and the link with this virtual machine on AWS. In this way you'll have your own private storage on the internet. Okay, but I told you it's very easy to use. Maybe we are now administrator. We can add new user like George at Singidunu ac.rs. We can change password for Georgia, let it be Georgia, and so on. So we can manage users, and we could also upload our own files and so on. And we could specify the quota, but you remember that in this Apache configuration file we specify that the maximum is 1 gigabyte for all users. So first, if we want to make it in production environment, we would have to use a much larger hard drive, and we would have to specify much larger amount of maximum storage. So it's very practical, it's very easy to configure, and this part is in this DevOps term comes from infrastructure. So basically, when you are DevOps, you're basically building apps, developing like you used to do in many other courses, and also you perform infrastructure things like this. So the best practice is when we want to set up a new service. First, we set up this new service in local virtual environment, like we did now. And then we migrate this service to cloud platform like AWS. This migration is very simple. We basically just export virtual machine and import to the cloud. So it's very easy. And I think this is very useful to know, definitely. Because you will be more competitive if you know these infrastructure things, and you may also put this in your CV. You'll see with Git and with everything. So tomorrow we'll start working with Git. We're going to introduce some basic Git concepts and Git operations. We're going to discuss about what Git is, and Isidora prepared this presentation for today as an excellent introduction to this. Yes. Tomorrow we'll continue this introduction, and all of you have been using GitHub, I suppose. So basically, under the hub of GitHub, there is Git, so-called bare metal Git. GitHub is just a graphical user interface for this Git platform. And we are basically starting from tomorrow, we are basically to implement our own Git environment by using virtual machines. So we're not going just to use Git, we're going to use Linux and to implement Git environment. And for this purpose, we're going to use 3 virtual machines, 2 Git clients and 1 Git server, like a GitHub. GitHub would be like Git server. And then we are going to, when we set up the whole environment, we are going to execute some basic Git operations against this environment. Have you been using on GitHub, or have you used maybe some Git commands?
Git commands.
Yeah, I use some Git commands.
Okay, so we are going to go in this exercise through the whole Git life cycle.
Nice.
Okay, I think this will be very useful. And also one more thing, in many job applications, I found that a Git knowledge is like
Required.
advantage and or required. And also on some other application, I've seen that setting up and maintaining Git infrastructure is required or advantage. So I think that when you finish the Git exercise, you will be able to put in your CV that you implemented the Git infrastructure and you know how this stuff works. So I think it's going to be very useful, really, beyond this course. Okay? Okay, I'm going to close this. Now I'm going to shut down this virtual machine. Then I'm going to stop recording. And I'll post this on YouTube till the end of this week.